So my name is Nate Heasley, and I run an organization called Goodnik. We just recently launched, and our goal is really about helping social entrepreneurs and promoting social responsibility within the private sector. And social entrepreneurs are not people who are social media. This is about social good. So that's the distinction that you have to take away. They say when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And many of you are probably here because you don't want to work anymore. You want to do something inspiring, something great. And that's great. You want to make a business out of it, and that's the best place to start, is from your passion. And when you start, it's easy to be idealistic. It's all sunshine and rainbows and My Little Pony. And you might not be thinking about doing good, or you might be thinking, oh, I can do good and do well at the same time. But at some point, you start to realize that there is some reality, which is you have to feed yourself, you have to pay your rent, and those little soaps that you've been stealing from hotels for years are not going to last forever. So you're going to have to start making money. And that's an unfortunate reality. So that's when people start turning their focus into making money. The problem with that is you get so focused on making money that that's all you do. So when you start your business and you're sort of going down the road, you're making money, starts coming in, it's really easy to get addicted to it, right? And you're just like, oh, well, cash, cash, cash. And then what happens then is that you end up like these guys, who have done a lot of great things and have also done a lot of evil things in the world. And some of them, they did because they just wanted to make more money. Or you end up like this guy, who has also done a lot of great things and a lot of bad things as well. And he's had to pay the price for it. He had to make a $100 million donation just to pay his way out of perdition. And that was really just his first installment. So how do you go from that to being good? Well, the first part is you have to start as a company, and you have to incorporate yourself. It's the first part of doing any kind of business, and it's a very important step. You can do it a couple of different ways. The most important reason for doing that is tax, protecting assets, protecting intellectual property. You can start a nonprofit organization if you're really dedicated to doing good. The upside is that you're tax deductible and tax exempt. The problem is that nonprofits are actually nonprofit. So it's hard to make a buck. Instead, a lot of people go with an LLC, which limits liability. And that liability is one of the critical important things for starting a business. You also have tax advantages and other business things that are advantages. And at the end of the day, you can actually sell your company. Other options are S Corps and C Corps, where these tend to be larger companies that use these methods. You have shareholders and investors, and those are great things, but those investors control you, and then you end up doing evil, and then that guy shows up. And you don't want that. So when you're an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp, it becomes all about the money, and that's the last thing that you want. You started out with a passion, with a goal, with a dream to change the world, and now it's become all about the Benjamins. So what do? Well, there's a new kind of social corporation called a benefit corporation. And a benefit corporation effectively marries the LLC with a nonprofit. The idea is that you can do good and do well under a benefit corporation. Benefit corporations are actually launching this coming week in New York. It's now a legal business entity that you can participate in. And the idea is that you marry all of the benefits of being a company, being able to sell things to the private or public sector, being able to make money, having at the end of the day a company that you can sell, with the idea that you can do that with the aim of doing social good. So what kind of companies do this? Well, there's one called LifeStraw. LifeStraw creates a personal water purifier that's used in Africa for places that don't have enough potable water. They're able, because they were a benefit corporation, they can raise money and investors, and they can also sell those LifeStraws to private or public people. But at the end of the day, their main goal is doing good. Other companies that serve the nonprofit market, like Call to Action, provide services both to the nonprofit sector and to the private sector. And because they're a benefit corporation, they're essentially getting credibility in their market. There are other ways of doing social good as well. I mean, Newman, for instance, has built a mega empire of doing good. But it can be a little tricky because you have to have that built into your bylaws. Otherwise, the investors are going to control everything that you do. So you can set up things like Newman, where he does all of his, Newman donates all of his profits to charity. You can do like a 1% for Peace program, but all of those things have to be written into the bylaws. If you do that, if you become a benefit corporation or you start doing something with a social mission, there are going to be payoffs. You will find that the market responds to you. You're able to find business partners more easily because you have like-minded people who are partnering with you. And it's going to result in a better business. It's a great way to start out. So my recommendation is, when you start your business, whatever it is that you're planning on doing, build in some kind of social responsibility aspect to it. It's not enough to not be evil. You have to be good.